You won't lose belly fat until you do this. You cut calories and train hard, yet the scale refuses to move. That stall is often feedback from biology, not a character flaw. Your body follows signals all day, not your good intentions. Small habits can whisper, store energy, even during serious effort. Think of metabolism like a phone stuck in power-saving mode. It still works, but it protects the battery at all costs. Fat loss slows because the system feels uncertain and guarded. The good news is, signals can change with simple daily choices. You do not need punishment to unlock stored energy again. You need a plan that matches how human metabolism actually works. Body fat is stored fuel built for survival and stability. It protects you during sickness, stress, travel, and missed meals. Fat tissue also releases hormones that talk to your whole body. So fat is not evil, but it can become excessive over time. Your body burns stored fat only when it must do so. If fresh fuel arrives, constantly stored, fat stays untouched. That is why snacking can block progress even with healthy food. The easiest approach creates safe gaps between incoming calories. Those gaps tell your cells stored fat can help cover demand. This is about access to energy, not just eating less. Your body uses fuels in a predictable priority order. Blood sugar gets burned first because it must stay controlled. Next, your body uses glycogen stored in liver and muscle. Then it burns fat you recently ate from meals. Stored body fat usually comes last in the line. This is not stubbornness, it is survival design in humans. If you keep feeding sugar, it always jumps ahead. So stored fat never gets a turn to be used. Even long workouts can miss stored fat when sugar is abundant. You can burn calories but replace them quickly with food. The result feels confusing because effort seems to disappear. Insulin is the main gatekeeper controlling stored fat release. It helps move glucose into cells for immediate energy. It also signals fat cells to store and stop releasing fuel. When insulin stays high, fat cells close like locked doors. When insulin drops, those doors open and fat can exit. Insulin resistance means the message is harder for cells to hear. So the body produces more insulin to force the same effect. Higher insulin keeps fat locked even when you are dieting. You can feel hungry while still carrying large energy reserves. That hunger is a brain signal created by low usable fuel. This is why willpower alone often feels like it fails. Hormones create hunger long before morals enter the conversation. The goal is lowering insulin exposure across your entire day. That shift can support access to fat between meals. It can also calm cravings and reduce constant food thoughts. Calorie counting can fail when hormones keep stored fuel unavailable. You eat less and hunger rises because the brain needs energy. If fat cannot release, the brain asks for quick carbohydrates. Many people then overeat later and blame themselves unfairly. Metabolism may also downshift when restriction feels chronic. The body saves energy by lowering spontaneous movement and heat. You become tired and cold and less willing to move. This is not laziness, it is protective physiology. So we want a deficit without constant alarm signals. That usually requires better timing and better food composition. Eating frequency is a powerful lever for insulin and fat access. Every meal and snack raises insulin, even if calories are small. Constant eating keeps insulin above baseline for most people. With fewer eating events, insulin has time to fall lower. Those low periods allow fat cells to release usable fuel. Start by removing one snack and keeping meals satisfying. Give your body several days to adjust before changing again. Most people notice hunger becomes more predictable with consistency. You are teaching your metabolism to rely on stored energy. That lesson is one of the easiest ways to burn fat. Carbohydrates create larger glucose swings for many modern adults. This does not mean you must fear all carbs forever. It means refined carbs demand fast insulin and fast storage. Sugar and white flour can spike hunger again within hours. Sugary drinks are worse because they bypass chewing and fullness. When you reduce added sugar, insulin spikes often become smaller. Smaller spikes allow more time with insulin, low enough for fat. Whole foods with fiber usually raise glucose more slowly. That slower rise can support steadier energy and fewer cravings. Portion size still matters because doses drive hormone responses. Pairing carbs with protein and fat can blunt sharp spikes. This is not perfection, it is practical physiology you can repeat. Fat adaptation means your cells regain skill at burning fat. If carbs arrive constantly, fat pathways get underused and rusty. Then, missed snacks can feel like an emergency to your brain. You may feel shaky, irritable, or intensely hungry at first. That discomfort is often a temporary training phase. With time, enzymes increase and fat becomes a reliable fuel. Energy feels steadier and cravings usually become less dramatic. Consistency matters more than heroic efforts once a week. Your body learns from repeated patterns, not single perfect days. Fat adaptation is a restoration of flexibility, not a punishment. Protein supports muscle and helps you feel full after meals. But more protein is not always better for every metabolism. Excess protein can convert into glucose in some situations. Very lean meals can leave you hungry because satiety is missing. Adding some healthy fat can improve fullness and reduce snacking. Dietary fat raises insulin less than sugar for most people. It can provide steady energy while insulin levels fall. Too much dietary fat can still slow body fat use. So aim for balanced meals that satisfy without constant grazing. Let results and hunger guide adjustments instead of rigid rules. Movement is a daily signal that improves how your body uses fuel. You do not need extreme workouts to increase fat burning. Walking is powerful because it uses fat well at low intensity. A 10-minute walk after meals can lower glucose spikes. Lower spikes reduce insulin and support fat access later. Strength training protects muscle during weight loss phases. Muscle helps insulin sensitivity and raises resting energy use. Too much intense cardio can raise stress hormones in some people. If you feel drained every day, your plan may be too harsh. Choose movement you can repeat without dread or injury. Daily steps often matter more than one heroic workout. Your body responds to frequency more than intensity for long-term change. Stress can block fat loss by changing hormones and appetite. When you feel threatened, the body prepares for emergency action. Cortisol rises and pushes extra glucose into the bloodstream. Insulin then rises to manage that glucose and store it. High cortisol also increases cravings for quick comfort foods. Chronic stress keeps metabolism cautious and energy conserving. Sleep loss makes this worse within a single day. Poor sleep reduces insulin sensitivity and raises hunger hormones. You may crave sugar not because you are weak. You crave it because the brain wants fast fuel. Protecting sleep is one of the easiest metabolic upgrades. A calm, dark, cool evening routine supports deeper restorative sleep. As insulin drops, your kidneys release more sodium and water. Some people feel headaches, fatigue, or lightheadedness during this shift. This is often temporary and improves with fluids and minerals. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium support nerves and muscle function. Sweating in hot climates can increase your electrolyte needs. Use food sources first and add supplements only with guidance. If symptoms persist, talk with a clinician for safety. Stable electrolytes can reduce false hunger and improve training quality. The easiest way to burn fat means reducing resistance to biology. Easiest does not mean fastest, and it never means reckless extremes. It means fewer battles with cravings, mood swings, and fatigue. You reduce insulin spikes by cutting sugar and refined carbohydrates. You reduce insulin load by eating fewer times each day. You rebuild flexibility with consistent meals and daily walking. You protect sleep and calm stress, so cortisol stops pushing storage. If you have illness or medication, get professional guidance before major changes. Track waste energy and sleep because the scale often lags. Fat loss becomes possible when signals match goals, so share and subscribe